and good morning, chat. Well, good afternoon, because it is 12 o'clock on this beautiful Friday afternoon in the very smoky upper Midwest, because Canada can't seem to get their fire under control. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing just fine. We got quite a lot on the docket today. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Sorry, just a little thing. Sorry I did not stream on Wednesday. I was not feeling the greatest. And the reason why I'm streaming today instead of tomorrow at my normal time is because I'm going out for a barbecue with a few buddies. So I'll be preoccupied, probably getting pissed drunk. So I figured I'd do the show today, right about now. Have some fun. I'll be streaming for a few hours. So it's going to be a kind of a long one. I got a lot of topics. I actually wrote shit down for a change so I could keep my thoughts organized. So welcome everybody. We're going to be gaming here in a little while. But what I like to do for SugoiCast for any new people coming in is I like to talk about like some current event stuff. I like to make fun of some dumb shit on the internet that I saw. And I'm doing some new stuff. I think I'm gonna start doing anime reviews for all the other fellow weeaboos out there. I got a few of them. Give some recommendations for some of my personal favorites. And I think I'm gonna start doing like a cosplayer of the week. I think that'd be kind of fun. You know, pick somebody out. You know, like that I like for their cosplay. You know, we could rate their cosplay and, you know, the whole 9 yards that goes along with that. I think we'll start doing that. It won't be today, but that'll be like the next show. And I think that'll be like a regular staple to show along with the anime reviews, at least on the SugoiCast. As far as the show goes, we'll be going for a little bit. I might stop briefly for like 5 minutes, probably around like 2 o'clock, just so I could get something to eat. So, you know, a little midstream snack. I don't like eating on the mic, it's rude. But just gonna chat about random things till we get some people to trickle in here, because it just started. So I don't know if anybody has a Twitter. I have a Twitter. Twitter is my favorite of the... It's both awesome and horrible at the same time, but Twitter is my favorite of the... It is my personal favorite of social media because of the sheer amount of just complete dumb shit that I see on there. And it's great. It's fantastic. So we're going to start off a little hot and heavy today. All right. We're going to start off with what I think is probably the most wild thing I've seen. Probably what I've seen is the most wild of the events going on right now. So, for those of you that don't know, France is literally on fire at the moment. Listen here, if there's one thing the French like doing more than losing a war, it's inciting a riot and executing their upper class. You know, their ruling elite. That's what the French love to do. So right now they're having a riot because the cops shot some Algerian immigrant or something along those lines, and now the entire country is engulfed in fire. They're burning down police stations. They're attacking infrastructure, bus stations. I watched a video last night. Some idiot cutting down. He had a fucking sawzall. He's cutting down this like CCTV pole, like this pole with like cameras on it. You know what I mean? And he cuts it down. And when he cuts it down, I'll see if I can find it again. This is absolutely fucking hilarious. When this moron cuts it down, he like runs around it, like in the direction where it's falling, and it hits him and like two other people. So you already know they're not sending their best. Because it was just some of the funniest shit I've watched. This guy just gets conked in the fucking noggin because he decided to run around the front of the wonderful CCTV pole that he was cutting down. Let me see if I can find it. I have all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of shit right now. Videos all over Twitter. I'm trying to see if I can find the one with the poll. And I don't have it. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to pull this up first. This is going to be great. So, as you can see here, you got people setting like a crane on fire. Like this is from France, supposedly. Okay, but you got people setting like this crane on fire. Well, if that fire doesn't get control, that crane's gonna collapse. You got this whole ass building. Yeah, see this whole ass building collapse. Jesus Christ. Oh wow, wonderful. Crazy shit. You got people stealing stuff out of the fire truck, which I think is ridiculous. Like hey, like I get it, you're pissed off, but don't fucking raid the first responders. Oh, here I got another one. So you got these guys, they're trying to get into this building. So somebody got into this truck, this flatbed, and they're like pulling on the glass doors. Oh dear God, dude, come on, brother. Holy shit. Oh my God, wow. That's unbelievable. It's an absolute shit show. You got so apparently this is from France too. Apparently they got fireworks are shooting off, but like I think at the beginning of this video you had like, yeah, those are AKs. Yeah, how's that gun control working for you, France? Not too well, is it? Because it's almost like, you know, it doesn't work. Here, I got another one. So apparently, this is the video of them like trying to burn down City Hall in Clichy, France. Whatever city that is. They're like trying to burn down City Hall. There's this one. Apparently there's like a guy eating a sandwich, just sitting here watching these people like riot. Yeah, he's this fucking vibe, and he's like, brother, he goes, this ham sandwich cannot wait. He goes, yeah, they set fire to the tracks over here, and they're shooting tear gas at each other, but I really need my motherfucking ham sandwich. I love it. It's fucking wild, man. So yeah, they've been rioting like nonstop. Apparently the police have like more or less lost control. It's going entirely tits up in there right now. And like, I think it's stupid. Like honestly, it is. It's dumb. The overwhelming majority of the people rioting are like the you know, the French Algerian, like people that, you know, a lot of the Muslim, or it's like they're essentially trying to say it's like bordering on a race war right now, because the Africans and the Muslims that came in, they're the ones primarily rioting, and they're the ones burning down like buildings and shit because they're mad. Like, on one hand, I'm all for a good protest, but burning down literal cities because of one person, it's kind of stupid to me. And it's always been kind of dumb. It's especially when they're not most of them are illegal anyways. They're not supposed to be there anyways. So, yeah, that's always funny. So, yeah, they've been rioting, going nuts. It's been going on for, I think, just about a week now. Just about 5 days. I think the cops fragged that kid, like, I want to say it was, like, over the weekend or something like that. And they've been going nuts. So I'll be keeping my ear close to the ground with that because I want to see how far they're going to actually let it get. Because it's gotten pretty far. And the French government shut down all the old honky French people when they got mad and started rioting over them raising the what is it, the Social Security from like, or the working age from like 62 to 64 or something like that. Like, they shut that shit down pretty quick. I'm waiting to see how long it takes them for them to want to shut this shit down. It'll be interesting, to say the least. That's always, I always find this stuff funny. I wish I could find the video of the guy getting smacked in the head with a pole. That was fucking hilarious. Like, he legitimately, he like cuts it with the saw. It's like sparking like crazy. And then he like runs around in front of it. Cause like, instead of like running immediately to his right, where he would avoid it, you know what I mean? Cause it's falling away from him. So he's cutting it, but where he's cutting it, it's gonna fall it's gonna fall away from him. So instead of just running off to his right and avoiding it, he like stops and runs around to his left and then back around to the right under the pole as it's falling. And it clonks him in the fucking head. And then it falls across the street and hits two other idiots standing along the fence line. It was the funniest shit. Somebody edited like the Roblox oof thing when it got it was even better. I just thought it was hilarious. So, yeah, France is on fire. They're having a jolly old good time. The next thing I want to talk about, we're gonna start off kind of late. Not really. We're hitting this fucking pavement running. Next thing I want to talk about is this. If I can get, I hate the autoplay on Twitter sometimes. So, those of you that don't know, or somehow live under a fucking rock, 2018, there was a mass casualty event at Majority Stoneham Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, more specifically known as Parkland. That what's his face shot up the school, blah blah blah. Well, this guy is the resource officer. Now, according to reports, he couldn't find the shooter. So instead, he stood there and did nothing. And was it 17 people get shot or whatever? So they found, so we're going to watch this clip and then we're going to discuss it. Because there's some fun facts about why you shouldn't let the government take care of you. Okay? There's some fun facts, but we're going to watch this clip really quick.
State of Florida plaintiff versus Scott Peterson defendant. Verdict, count 1. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 4. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 5. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 6. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all this 29th day of June 2023 at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. Verdict, count 7. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty. So say we all, this 20.
All right, so they just read every count for court proceedings. That's how they work. They just read every count, and they have to repeat it constantly for transparency for the court. So I didn't watch the trial for this. Normally, I actually kind of watch some of the trials and stuff from like kind of like the big things going on. Like I watched like the Rittenhouse trial. I watched the Johnny Depp trial. I usually watch like Nick Rekieta, if you guys know him. He's over on YouTube, but he primarily streams on Rumble too. He's a lawyer, and he does like streams where they stream trials, and he gives like commentary and insight into stuff. So I like to watch a lot of his content. I'm a big fan of Rekieta. I didn't watch this. I don't know if he streamed this trial or not though, but I didn't watch it. So apparently he's found innocent. They tried charging him for like accessory or something, or like negligent homicide, I think was what they wanted to charge him, because he didn't interfere with the shooter. Well, according to people that actually watched the trial, like he couldn't figure out where the shooter was coming from, so he waited for backup, which, okay, fine, whatever, I guess. But whether he did what was right or wrong, you know, that's up. That was up for the jury to decide, and they determined him not to do anything wrong. That's how the court works. Personally, I think, just from my limited knowledge, the guy maybe could have tried harder, but, you know, what do I know? I'm just some asshole on the internet. So, but going forward, you have a lot of people that are like, oh, I can't believe he wasn't forced to step in. He's a cop. You know, they're forced to step in, blah, 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 blah. Fun fact, kiddies. I'm pulling it up. I don't want to show you everything when I'm doing it. Fun fact. So this is one of the Supreme Court decisions. Okay. This is a Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court now this is an older one. This is from like 2005. Okay, but it sets a precedent for those of you that don't know with how the Supreme Court works. You know, the U.S. government has the three systems, or the three branches of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. The legislative makes the laws, the executive signs the laws into effect and runs the military, and then the judicial, they each check themselves. Checks and balances, that's how they work. Well, the Supreme Court will sometimes have to intervene, and they make a decision based off of a court hearing, and then it sets a precedent for how that law should be interpreted going forward, because Congress likes to write laws that are openly vague and bullshit so they can do what they want with them. That's, you know, lizard people are gonna lizard. Well, they did Castle Rock v. Gonzalez. Now, this court case, facts of the case, I'll read this out. Jessica Gonzalez requested a restraining order against her estranged husband. A state trial court issued the order, which prohibited the husband from seeing her, Gonzalez, or her three daughters, except during prearranged visits. A month later, Gonzalez's husband abducted the three children. Gonzalez repeatedly urged the police to search for and arrest her husband, but the police told her to wait until later that evening to see if her husband brought the children back. During the night, Gonzalez's husband murdered all three of the children and then opened fire inside a police station, where the police returned fire and killed him. Gonzalez brought a complaint into the federal district court alleging that the Castle Rock police had violated her rights under the Due Process Clause of the Constitution by willfully or neglectfully refusing to enforce her restraining order. The Due Process Clause states, no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or the pursuit or property without due process of law. The district court dismissed the complaint, ruling that no principle of substantive or procedural due process allowed Gonzalez to sue a local government for its failure to enforce a restraining order. On appeal, however, a panel of the Court of Appeals from the 10th Circuit found that Gonzalez had a legitimate procedural due process claim. A rehearing by the full appeals court agreed, ruling that Gonzalez had a protected property interest in the enforcement of terms of her restraining order, which the police had violated. So the question was, can the holder of the restraining order bring a procedural due process claim against a local government for its failure to actively enforce the order and by protecting the holder from violence? This is where this pertains to Parkland, because this is how this works. The conclusion in a 7-2 decision, the court ruled that Gonzalez had no constitutionally protected property interest in the enforcement of the restraining order, and therefore could not claim that the police had violated the right to due process in order to have a property interest in a benefit as abstract enforcement of a restraining order. The court ruled Gonzalez could have needed a legitimate claim of entitlement to the benefit. So this, along with a couple other Supreme Court cases, set the level where what happened is they deemed it where police do not have a constitutional. There's another court case I'll look up here shortly if you guys want, but the police don't have they don't have a duty to protect you. The state has ruled that the state itself does not have a constitutional obligation to protect you under their own jurisprudence and their own law. So they don't have a duty to protect you, which is what you saw and what happened here with Parkland. That school resource officer decided that he wasn't going to intervene. Now, like I said, I don't watch trials, so I don't know all the particulars of it. The guy might very well have been innocent. They were just looking for somebody to go after, as they always do in these circumstances. But even if he didn't, the police don't have any duty to protect you. They don't. There's like an oath, and like most police would give it their all to help. I would like to think. I'm a bit of an optimist in that. That remains to be seen whether that's true or not. But they don't have a legal obligation to do so. So like, if you were shitty with the cop or whatever, the cop could very well just tell you to go fuck yourself, and then you're SOL. So that goes back into what that means now is, if the state deems it that the state doesn't need to protect you, then you need to protect yourself. I.e., train, primarily carry a firearm, train, be proficient with it, and be just, and keep aware of your surroundings. If you buy something, make sure you know how to use it. I just actually went and took my buddy earlier this week to go and get his. I think I might have talked about it on my last stream. He was in the shower. He had somebody walk into his house. Now, his dumbass forgot to lock his own door. But he also lives in a decent enough area where he would have never thought that would happen. Well, this person wasn't walking in the house to like harm him that he knows of or steal anything. It was like midnight. He lives in an apartment complex, and he thinks the guy was like confused because it was an older guy. It was like a guy that lived like 3 or 4 doors down. He was like he's like starting to suffer from like Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever. So like it wasn't like he didn't think it was like a threatening issue, but he walks out of the shower, and then there's just some dude standing in his hallway. And that spooked him enough where he's like, I want to get, thankfully nothing happened. He was like, hey, what's going on? And he recognized the neighbor, and he goes, hey, what's going on, Mr. So-and-so? And he's like, he goes, this isn't my house. So like the dude was confused. You know what I mean? So like, he's like, oh, let me put some clothes on, and I'll walk you over to your apartment. Then he called like the daughter or whatever and said, hey, you might want to come check on your dad, because he was like standing in my hallway confused and scared the ever-loving shit out of me. And if I didn't recognize him, he would have gotten a ball bat to the face. So, but after that, he's like, I think maybe I want something for home protection, because that did spook him. And so me and my one buddy, we took him, and got a hand, he ended up finding something that he liked. But when he initially called the police to like report it for a wellness check, you know what I mean? Like more or less like the cops were like, oh, well, we're not showing up. We have other things we have to handle. So had that been a violent break-in, the likelihood of anybody showing up in a timely fashion would have been non-existent. So take that information for what you will. But yeah, they ruled it, they ruled this he was innocent. And of course you got some people are saying good, and then some people are saying, some people were saying good, some people were saying bad. Blah, blah, blah. And you have a lot of people that don't pay attention and don't know that the cops have, here, prime police have no duty to protect the public. When will you people realize this? And some people don't believe them with this. Yes, they do. It's part of their oath. No, they do not. These people. Here, I'll bring it up. And show you. See, police have no duty to protect the public. When will you people realize this? Yes, they do as part of their oath. Don't blame all police for one coward. He made a terrible decision and not one cop has given him respect or backing. We are all disgusted by his actions. Because the U.S. Supreme Court has also ruled that police have no specific obligation to protect you in the 1989 decision DeShaney versus Winnebago, the County Department of Social Services, but the majority of police will try their hardest to protect people. See, that's that is my sentiment there. Is like most of them are going to try, but there isn't a duty to do so. Which is kind of warped, but that's how it is. So, we will, let's do a palate cleanser, okay? Since we had some hot and heavy topics there for a minute, I want to do a palate cleanser. What would you guys want to hear more about? You guys want to hear more about the anime reviews? I have like 4 or 5 that are like my personal favorites. Or do you guys want to hear more about people, or do you want to hear about this Travis Scott thing? Let me know if you guys want. If not, I was going to do the anime reviews because it's a palate cleanser. I'm not getting any feedback. Well, I guess we'll do some anime review time. Why not? Why not? We'll do some anime reviews. So, I'm a fan of anime. I do read manga on occasion. There's a handful. I've read like pretty much all like the main ones that are popular, but I also have some like smaller ones that I like too. I typically watch more with anime, and I have a couple of personal. So I'm going to give the first one is like my first impressions. I've never read the manga or the light novel series. I've just been watching the anime, so I don't know how accurate it is to the light novels. I'm assuming it's fairly accurate. I usually like shonen shit, like action, like Black Clover, DBZ. I like that kind of stuff. But I'll watch stuff that's usually outside of my wheelhouse. So, one I've been watching, it's my first impressions. I've been watching the Ancient Magus Bride, which I already have some concerns. I already have some concerns with it. The whole aspect of this guy. So the fucking dog Wendigo fucking head monster thing. His name is Elias, and he's British. So he buys this girl. Her name is Chise. Yeah, Chise. So he buys her because she's super depressed. She has like a special ability where she can I'm only like 5 episodes in. So she has like an ability where she can see ghosts and shit. So she's like super depressed because apparently it affects her life for whatever reason. They haven't really gone into it yet to find out. But like, she doesn't care if she lives or dies, so she sells herself into slavery, like to be sold at an auction. So, but she's like super rare. She's a slay beggy, whatever. For a Manx fairies. Okay, so she's a slay beggy. All right, that was the term. So, basically, she can see, she can draw magic, and then she can like see spirits and and fae and all that other shit. So Elias here wants to make her his apprentice, so he buys her, but then he also wants to make her his bride because of course they do. Because it's, the ancient Magus bride. So like there were like 5 episodes in. So this guy's like grooming her up to be a fucking mage, and then eventually his bride, because in true weird, anime fashion, that's what they're doing. I don't know how the rest of I know it has like 2 seasons. Like I said, I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. I'm enjoying it so far. The animation's nice. I usually like stuff like dark fantasy, mystery, and supernatural. That's like, so I was like, oh, I'll check this out. This might be like right up my alley. It so far is. We'll see if it continues to be so. As long as it doesn't get too weird. Like I had a buddy that tried to get me to, he like dunked on me one time where he's like, hey, you should check out this anime. And I didn't know what it was. And I didn't look it up. It was called Citrus, which is about like 2 like stepsisters forming a romantic relationship. I got like an episode or 2 in, and I'm like, whoa, hold up, buddy. What the fuck is this? I was like, nah, this is like some really shitty X videos plotline shit. I'm like, I'm good, man. Like, that's not on my fucking alley. He's like, it's really good. I'm like, I don't care what kind of weird shit you're into, but I'm good. Like, I'm not about this. So, it's a decent enough anime. Like, so far, I'm liking it. If I like the anime enough, I might read the light novels, because I do like to read. So I might check them out at a future point. The next... Now, going forward, these next couple ones, the next couple of anime are ones I've watched, at least the first, like all the available episodes for, or I have read the novel series. Okay. So, one I just watched, and I ended up binge watching it like earlier this week when I was like Tuesday and Wednesday when I wasn't feeling good. I was like sitting on the couch just watching TV because I felt like trash. So the isekai genre of anime is oversaturated with mediocre garbage. There's tons of it now. And that's both a good and a bad thing, because like, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff to try, but a lot of it's not very good. But when you do find something, it's a diamond in the rough. Now, obviously, this is all subjective. Excuse me, subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder kind of deal, blah, blah, blah. But I found one that I actually kind of liked. Also, I can't get over the paragraph titles that a lot of these have now. It's absolutely ridiculous, the paragraph titles. But I actually found one that I liked. It's got like a stupid long title, and I don't care if you guys want to trash me for it. Fine, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Again, I know it's subjective. So I found this one, and and of course I just pulled the Wikipedia page because research. Is I got a cheat skill in another world and become unrivaled in the real world too. Okay, so it's absolutely fucking cringy as this is. I actually kind of liked it. Now, I know it's a light novel series. I haven't read the light novels at all yet. I might pick, because I like the first, like, I think it's the anime's still going. They have, I don't know, they had, like, 8 or 9 episodes, or they have 13 episodes, but they're still, like, airing them out, because I'm watching the dub. Like, it depends on whether I watch sub or dub. Like, but I'm watching the dub for this one. and the dub isn't finished on Crunchyroll yet because they got like 2 or 3 episodes still. But I binge watched it in like an afternoon, and I actually liked it because I actually kind of liked the characters. Like, they seemed more well-rounded than your normal like isekai protagonist. Now, of course, the show starts off, slight spoilers here. Show starts off, the main character, his name is Yuya Tenjo. He's like, it's so funny because he's like, he's bullied, and he apparently he's ugly and obese because of some genetic deficiency. So, because my whole thing is like, the first episode he gets bullied for being fat. It's like, well, if you don't like being fat, then work out. You know what I mean? Like, work out and shed some weight if that bugs you so much. But then like they like kind of gloss over it is like the reason why he also has like a bunch of warts and shit. And they're like, oh, he's just ugly and fat because he's got some kind of genetic deficiency, which is absolutely bullshit. It's like a self-insert, I feel like. Well, anyways, he inherits his grandpa's house because like the only person that shows him any kindness is his grandfather, and his parents don't want anything to do with him. And he has two younger siblings, a boy and a girl, that are both just complete assholes. Well, grandpa kicks the bucket. This is like the synopsis for the first couple episodes. You guys want to listen to it, great. If not, come back in a little bit when we're done. He inherits his grandpa's house, and then in his grandpa's house he finds a false wall in the bathroom, and then like it's like has all this like magical shit, and then he finds a door that opens up and goes to another world. And when he gets there, of course, he gets like all these overpowered abilities from somebody called the Sage. And they like kind of talk about in the anime like who the Sage might have been, but it's like, well, what's this correlation to the grandfather? Because I thought the grandfather was the Sage. And like they haven't really gotten to that point yet to talk about it. So I don't know if like maybe he was, or what the whole point is. Like, why does this grandpa have like all kinds of weird wizard shit in his house and this door that goes to another plane of existence? They haven't explained any of that yet, and I hope they kind of do. I hope they actually explain that whole aspect of it from his family, and that like there's something that ties him into the other world. Because like if there isn't, and it's just like some ridiculous fucking plot point to just get him there, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Because it was like, there's another anime I watched called like Don't You Love Your Mother and Her 2-Shot multi-hit attacks, like that one with this ridiculously. So like the whole joke is the guy goes into a fantasy world. He like does like the Sword Art Online thing, but his mom ends up coming with him, and he's not the overpowered one, his mom is. So he's just like a fucking nobody, but his mom's like the crazy OP one. And like I kind of liked that one until it turned into his mom was just trying to get a bunch of girls to sleep with him because she wants grandkids, so it turned into like a thirst fest. Like after like a few episodes, I'm like, I kind of lost interest in this now. I like the idea of his mom being like, I don't know what a fucking video game is. I don't know what the sword does, but I'm going to fucking cut him down because I'm trying to protect my baby boy. You know, I thought it was going to be more like that, and it wasn't. And I was like, yeah, this is like fucking weird. So, some people say that anime is the devil's work. I don't think it's quite that. Some of them maybe, sure. Yeah, there's some of them are fucked up. But this one, I like it. Like I said, I haven't read the novel, so I don't know if I'm sure I don't know what the novels are, but I've read or I watched the first few episodes of the anime, and so far I like it. I think it's pretty decent. The characters are pretty good. Well, and of course, as a little thing, the main character guy, he like, because he gets like the OP powers, he becomes tall and ripped and handsome and the whole 9 yards, the heartthrob, the total lady killer kind of trope. So now he has like, he's like forming his own harem, some in the new world, in the other world, some in Japan. And he has like this girl that he saved. This one girl wants him. Then there's like another girl that he did like a side job with that wants him. And then there's like another girl in the other world that wants him. And like, there's like a fucking harem forming. So like, it'll be interesting to see how far that goes. Like I said, I think overall it's pretty good. There's decent action in it, not a whole lot, but I think it's pretty chill. The next one is one of my personal favorites. I have not read the novel series, and I think I might at some point, because I don't think that they're ever going to do an anime or finish the anime for it. So it's Gate. So like the whole point of this one, like, first of all, I'm almost positive that this is like military propaganda from the Japanese military. There's no way it's not. Like, I'd be shocked if they didn't have any part in this at all. But basically what happens is that, like, there's an ancient gate that opens up a Roman, there's like a gate that opens up somewhere in our world every like 1,000 years or something like that, and then it's open for an undisclosed amount of time. And it opens up right in the middle of like downtown Tokyo, or like was it Ginza or Kyoto, somewhere in there. And basically opens up in Japan, and then a bunch of like Roman style like centurions come through, and they start slaughtering people. Well, then the JSDF pushes them back, and then they go into the gate. And the main cast is this dude right here, that's Itami. And he goes over there, and then of course he forms his harem like every other Japanese isekai possible. He has his, like the weird, like the 17-year-old like mage girl. He's got like the 180-year-old elf bitch, and then he's got like, and of course they always have it, the fucking like the lolly god trope. So they have like the one chick where she looks too young, but she's like 900. They always have that, which that gets to me. It's like, why? And I get it, it's just Japan, but it's like, why? But I like the idea of what got me with the anime was I liked how it was like, it had the military aspect to it, and it tries to give a relatively accurate representation of what would have actually happened had a 21st century military power encountered something from like, medieval Rome. So I really liked that idea about the anime. So I thought it was pretty good. You gotta love when I get a million things from mail I'll pop up at once, because it doesn't just do it before the show. So they only have like the first 25 episodes on they only have the first 25 episodes on like Crunchyroll. I think it's on Hulu, actually, is where you can find it too. So I watched the anime. I really liked it, but I don't think they're ever going to finish it. There's rumors that they were going to, like, at least like the anime. I don't know if they will, because like the when I say the anime original run was 2016, 24 episodes. I mean, it's been almost a decade. I don't think that they're going to finish it. They might. Let's see what they say about the anime. I mean, it is, take everything you read on Wikipedia with a grain of salt. It's not looking like, it sounds like it was popular. 4.2 million copies sold in Japan. See, here we go. The general positive response to Gate prompted the Japanese military to start a recruitment campaign using the main characters as mascots. See, they had a hand in it. The English script was changed from the original Japanese and found Gate's political views in the anime were graceless and heavy-handed. I never watched the sub. Maybe I should watch it, because I watched the dub. He also, here we go. What is this? Theron Martin of Anime News Network. Well, it's a journal. What do you expect? Also praises the anime for being the opposite of Outbreak Company. Huh. Anytime a journal tells you don't check something out, maybe you should, because it's probably good. Especially game journalists. They aren't people. Another anime with a similar premise about modern Japan discovering a fantasy world While he found the story and some of the characters entertaining and praised some of the English voice actors, he also criticized how some of the character stories were much weaker than others. The English script was changed from the original Japanese and found Gates' political views in the anime were graceless and heavy-handed. Well, the whole point of it was like the geopolitical landscape of like what Japan would do. Smooth brain take here by Theron Martin. Smooth brain take. So whatever. Maybe I'll check out this Outbreak Company, because if they tell you not to do something or watch something, chances are you probably should, because it's probably good. And they just don't like it because, you know, they're journos. But I recommend it. It's on Hulu. Check it out. It's pretty good. I haven't watched the sub. Maybe I'll watch the sub. The one thing he was correct about is like some of the characters' like story arcs are kind of like, at least in the anime, are kind of weak. But then again, it's really hard to transfer light novel material into an anime and be consistent with everything all the way through without it being an incredibly slow burn. So, and having tons and tons of stupid filler like Naruto. Now, I know Naruto's a manga, not a light novel, but like you can skip like 60 or 70 episodes of Naruto and not miss anything from the main plot because there's so much filler. It's even worse with Shippuden. There's something like 130 episodes. You could just because it has like 400 or 500 episodes. You can not really like skip like 130, 140 of them and not miss a single solitary thing from the main overarching story. And it's so bad. It's like, why? You guys just have so much bullshit filler with your 18 movies. So the next one. Oh, I have another palate cleanser for later. We're going to laugh at ridiculous shit on DeviantArt. If they still have it all. I know that DeviantArt's tried to clean up their... They don't want any more Sonic OCs farting on each other. But I hope that they still probably have some of that somewhere. So we can laugh at it. Like it's like 2010 again. Because I'm a fucking boomer. So we'll see if DeviantArt... We'll do that palate cleanser later. Because I have a couple more like... I have some heavy shit I want to talk about, other than like what I've already talked about. But I have some other stuff. But when I come back, because this next review is gonna be kind of long. It's for my this one is my one of my personal all-time favorites. I'll give you a quick little. I absolutely fucking love Overlord. I love the novels. I have all of the novels up to the current one, which is 18. I have all the novels. I've read all the novels. I have the light novel. Well, light novel, I'm sorry, 6918. I have the light novels. Okay. I absolutely like the manga's all right, but like where this story really shines is in the light novel format, because he could be a lot more descriptive with it. There is like the novels originally, but like I like the light novels because they're easier reads. You know what I mean? Like it's like 300 pages and then you're done. I could do that in like an afternoon. I was actually, for a while there, when I first got into it, I bulk ordered all that shit on Amazon, and I got like the first like 12 volumes, and I think I read like one a week, if not like 1.5 a week. I was reading them like crazy. So this is like one of my all-time personal favorites. But we'll talk about this in depth when I come back. I'm going to go have a smoke and go refill my drink. So take 5, guys. I'll see you when we get back. We'll talk some more about some anime. And then we'll go laugh at furries farting on each other on DeviantArt. One of my all-time favorites. All right, I'll be back in 5, guys. Oh, I hit the wrong fucking thing. It's not ending. It's not ending.
Got that. Cause 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 got that. Like you, cause you got that. Something that I need in my life, so give it to me. Cause got that. Like you, cause you got that. Something that I need in my life, that I need, so cause got that. Like you, cause you got you got that. Cause you got that. Like you. Cause you got that something that I need. Cause you got that. Like you. Cause you got that something that I need. Cause you got that. Like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life, so give it to me. Like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life, that I need, so like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life, so give it to me. Like you, cause you got that something that I need in my life, that I need,
I hope you guys like that little break we did. Listen to my banger music. I hope you liked it. Now that we're back. Sorry, I have to go fuel my my nicotine habit. You know, cuz I'm a bad person. So now that we're back, I want to talk about Overlord. So this is one of my personal favorites. It is so I've read all the light novels. I'm current with it. I think they're going to do last time I checked, I think they're like going to do like another couple volumes. It's just about done. Guy's been doing this thing for like a decade, like a little bit over at this point. So he goes on like he just released the English release date is July 18th for this one. So that's the only, I have that on pre-order. So I don't have that one yet. But I have all of the other ones. So he's just about done with the show, with the light novel. So this is like one of the few ones that I really, really got into. And I originally watched the anime, which made me get the light novel series. So I'm a big fan of Overlord. I know some people don't really care for it, but I'll give you the rough premise without spoiling too much of it. So, basic gist of the show, I'll give the anime review mostly. So, in the sorry, that was my phone going off. So in the light novel, or in the anime, well, no, actually, I'll start with the light novel. It's easier to explain it this way. So in the light novel, it's written very similarly to, the best example I could give is if you've read any of Stephen King's books. I hate Stephen King's political opinions, but like I like his books. So I've read quite a few of King's books. Well, he had a book called Under the Dome, which is about a town of a group of people that suddenly like a big, like a dome. They made a TV show, I think, about it. I never watched the show, but I read the book. And this like invisible dome comes down over this planet and like, or over this town, and like locks everybody in the town. They can't get in or out. Well, the structure of the novel is it covers like a bunch of people in the town, so it has multiple main characters that it talks about. Well, when it talks about like each chapter is like a different character, and it seems super disjointed until the very end of the novel when it all comes together, because a lot of the events are going on simultaneously of each other. So that same thing happens in Overlord. So like in the first volume, a lot of the events that are going on are simultaneous. And then then you'll have like an entry in like one of the later volumes where like suddenly stuff from like the first volume suddenly makes sense. And there was a couple instances in the first volume that suddenly makes sense in like episode 7, because it's like, well, or I'm not episode 7, in volume 7, because it's like, oh, okay, you know, like they finally like brought that plot point back in. But in the anime, they do it consecutively or chronologically in order. So like they'll take points that were, you know, in from like the 2 leaders, which is volume 8, and they'll have that in the first season because it takes place at the same time as in the Undead King and stuff like that. So the anime is more chronological, so it does make a little bit more sense with watching it. But where the anime suffers, which is why if you're going to check out Overlord, the anime is really good. I like it. The animation's good. The characters are great. I like it. The sub's good, but I prefer the dub to it. I just like the voice actors that they chose for the dub. I think they were very fitting. But if you're gonna check out Overlord, I highly recommend the light novels. You can get them for like $12 a piece on Amazon and have them shipped, or you can find them at like your local bookstore. If you know, people actually go to a bookstore anymore. I do. I believe it or not, I like Barnes and Nobles a lot. Or Books A Million, whatever you want to call them now. But check it out. The light novel is preferable because Kagane Maruyama, he's the you know, the author. So he goes into like ridiculous detail over the characters. So the basic premise of the show is it takes place in 2126 was the year. So they're in it's like an SAO kind of thing where like they wear like, you know, the VR headset. It's like what they call full dive MMO RPG, and it's called Yggdrasil is the game, and it's like WoW. It's like World of Warcraft. So this guy, the main character, his name is Momonga, and he is the guild leader for the guild known as Einzul Gon, which is like a play on word for nine's one goal, because like there were like the original 9 people started the guild, but they had 41 members. But he's the guild leader, he's the guild master, he was the head of the guild. And he like logs into the game because the servers were shutting down after it ran for a decade or whatever, and he's like the only one that showed up because like everybody else either like had jobs or whatever, or just didn't come in to check out what was going on, catch up with anybody. And whenever the server supposedly shut down, he's still in the game. And now it changes over to where it's more realism, where basically he transfers into another world. Now, without going into too much detail on it, that's like the premise of it. So suddenly, in his guild base, all of the NPCs that they created, which are the other main characters of the plot, they're all suddenly alive. And they're all suddenly alive. So it's the basic story is him taking over the new world and trying to see if any other people from his guild or any other quote-unquote Yggdrasil players are in there. And there's like a whole bunch of revelations with stuff, so like I said, I don't want to go too into detail with it. But like it's about him, like he's like a regular everyday office worker, and he has to play the part of some evil Lich King mastermind for this like death cult guild. And like everybody is smarter than he is, like clearly more intelligent than he is. So he's like kind of flying by the seat of his pants because they think he's like some kind of omnipotent god. Because they call the 41 players the 41 supreme beings or the 41 deities. So like all of the 41 guild members are seen as gods, and he's like the king. He's like, Zeus. He's like at the top of the pantheon of their player gods. I think it's good. It's got good characters. It's got good storytelling. The anime has 4 seasons because they typically do like, they typically take like, what is it? They usually use like 3 or 4 of the light novels. They usually use like 3 or 4 of the, they usually use like 3 or 4 of the novels per season of the anime, and there's 4 seasons right now. They just came out with the 4th one, like, I want to say it was like 2022. Yeah. Yep, they did the dub for it. So it came out. Yeah, the 4th season covers light novel volumes 10, 11, and 14, while the movie adapts volumes 12 and 13. I haven't seen the movie yet. So I need to definitely, I think it might be on Crunchyroll. I'll definitely have to check it out because there is the movie that ties in with the 4th season. So I'm definitely gonna have to check the movie out. But it's good. The first season's pretty strong. Season 2, it does a lot of, it's kind of a slow burn for season 2 because there's a lot of world building for season 3 and 4 to like set up characters and stuff. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, it's kind of hard to adapt a light novel into an anime without it being like a super slow burn. And they try and keep the pace up with Overlord, but season 2 does slow way down. Because like I said, there's so many characters in the light novels that they haven't even introduced in the anime yet. Like, they go into extreme depth and detail about all the 41 Supremes. Like, we haven't seen all of them yet, but there's quite a few of them that they go into detail with. And each of like the Supreme Beings all made, like, there's like a handful of the Supreme Beings that made like the main cast of the Guardians. Which, so like how the like their dungeon or their guild base is formed is there's like 9 floors, and each floor has a guardian correspondent to it, except there's one guardian that's the guardian for the first 3 floors, and she's like the vampire girl. And then they have one for the 4th, the 5th, and all the way up to the 9th, and each one of, they're like the main floor guardians. So, but it goes into like real depth about their characters, and there's like a lot of forethought put into like some of the characters and stuff like that. So I recommend it. Anime's good. I don't know when, if it says, I don't know when the next season is coming out. It'll probably be a couple years. If not next year, it'll probably be a minute. Yeah, they haven't updated it. Uh, yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, it might be like a year or two until the next one comes out. Because like I said, they're up to 14 right now. So the next season will most likely encompass 15 through 18, which or I'm sorry, it'll be because they're basing off the light novels. So he only has 15 and then 16. So they might wait for him to do another volume or two because they don't want to have like filler shit that doesn't go along with the story. So we'll be waiting like probably another we'll be waiting probably like another, I don't know, probably about another year, maybe two. So highly recommend it. Overlord's great. One of my personal favorites. I know that's probably not the greatest hype up for it, but I highly recommend it. I think it's good. Can't go wrong with it, really. Like I said, it's kind of like my four big isekais that I really like, which is probably a massive cop out because like there's so many people that like them because they're the most popular ones. My big four, and I do love them. I think they're hilarious. I really like. Actually, they did a comedy crossover here. I'll bring this back up. They did like a crossover called Isekai Quartet, and it's in the chibi style of animation, and it's on Crunchyroll, and it ties over Konosuba, Re:Zero, the Saga of Tanya the Evil, and Overlord are all in the same universe. So like all these different characters interact with each other, and they just so happen that these are like some of the other isekais that I really like, which are some of the most popular ones. You know, Konosuba, Re:Zero. Actually, Re:Zero's new season's getting ready to come out on the anime, so I'm super fucking hyped for that. Konosuba's really funny. And then I don't know if they'll ever continue on with Saga of Tanya the Evil for the anime, but the light novels are pretty decent. But that was that's like another one I really liked, was where they, where they tied them all in together. So those are like some of my favorite personal. And I've watched other stuff like Cowboy Bebop and stuff, but I'll go into reviews about some of those other ones at another time. That'll be like next week's show. I think I might do a stream on Sunday or something like that. And Sunday or Monday, maybe do a Lonely Fucks 4th of July stream. But that was a bit of a palate cleanser for anime for, a little while. Next thing I want to do is I'm crossing stuff off. I actually have a list here of my stream topics. I actually wrote shit out for a change. And I have a couple other funny things. Like, I don't like TikTok trends, but like the Grimace Shake one was really funny. My favorite, I have not been able to find it. I'm disappointed. I looked for like probably about 3 hours last night trying to find it. If somebody knows what I'm talking about, send me the link for it, please, because it's absolutely hilarious. There's one where they literally do like the crucifixion of Christ, but it's with Grimace. It is super fucking funny. Like, he's wearing like a crown of instead of a crown of thorns, he's like up on a cross, but it has like the golden arches on it too. It's blasphemous as all hell, but I thought it was hilarious. And he's up on the cross. He's wearing a crown of thorns, but instead of thorns, they're like bent McDonald's straws, which was just such a good touch. Which was such a good touch. And then he's wearing like the loincloth is like McDonald's bags like taped around his crotch, which I thought was hilarious. But then he has like the stab where, they stabbed Jesus with the spear and like under his rib, but instead of blood coming out of it, it's like pink, it's the purple milkshake. and he's wearing like a Grimace helmet or like a Grimace mask. It's so freaking funny. I was like, I know it's blasphemous as hell, but I thought it was hilarious. So if somebody has the link for that, like I said, I looked for hours and could not find it. So if somebody has a link for it, please send me it, because it was so damn funny. Like, that was by far my favorites. But there's like one where people are like hanging and shit after they had the Grimace shake. There was one I saw where some e-girl wearing cat ears, like she ate the Grimace shake, and then all of a sudden, like, the quote unquote her quote headless, or her decapitated head's laying on the ground with the cat ears and the hair, and it's got like the Grimace milkshake spread out instead of blood splatter. Like, some of them were like way too creative, so that was like one of my personal favorites. Like, I don't normally like TikTok trends. I think they're cringy and dumb, but the Grimace milkshake one I thought was actually kind of funny. So we'll look at those later for like a palate cleanser, because like I talk about like some political stuff on the show and it gets pretty deep, and then like some people are totally cool with it, but like other people kind of want like lighthearted shit. So I try to like mix them. Like I said, we're gonna look up DeviantArt Sonic OC characters farting on each other if I can find them later, like as a palate cleanser for what we're gonna talk about next. So the next thing I want to talk about, we're gonna dip our feet back in smoothly. So I mentioned it a little bit on my last stream, but I want to talk about heavier on this one because I think it's absolutely hilarious. So in New York, they're cracking down on my carbon footprint shit. And that being said, what they're trying to do is, instead of actually doing anything that counts, because, the local government's fucking stupid, they are now coming after pizzerias in New York City. And what I mean by that is they're going to do a crackdown and subsequent possible confiscation of like coal and wood burning pizza ovens. I can't find it on Twitter, of course not. I'm trying to bring up the article that I saw because it was really fucking funny. So they want to here, I'll just look it up. New York banning pizza ovens. See, yeah, all right, perfect. I don't care if DeSantis is mocking it. He's a fucking idiot too. Oh, here we'll pull up CNN's Cope article for it. So, because I don't trust CNN, but I want to take the piss anyways. So, New York has come out and said that they are going to cut carbon emissions by like 75%. Well, the top way to do that is to now actively discriminate against the Italian population by banning all the pizzas. Mamma mia. So they're going to ban all the pizzas. You can't get your fucking New York style thin sliced gabagool crust pizzas anymore. Sorry, guys. Literal 1984. So I don't give a fuck what this is saying. So I hear New York is trying to ban delicious pizza. Is it? They said, no, come on. No, actually they are, because they're trying to ban how like the ovens you want to use. See, it's such a cope. Despite the uproar, it's a fairly lenient proposal. Yeah, kiss my ass. I'm Italian, so I take offense to this. So basically what they want to do is they want to ban coal and wood fire ovens to cut carbon. And then they want everybody to use like electric ovens. And if you know anything about how pizza's made, like the old style coal and Blackstone wood burning ovens, they have a taste to them, and they just make pizza taste better. So they're trying to ruin pizza. Objectively, is what they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy pizza. And New York is actually getting in a fucking uproar over this. Like, oh no, raging crime? Nah, they don't give a shit. New York has a brand, and it smells like rats and piss. New York has a brand. And they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, they're like, no. Raging crime? No. Corrupt government officials? Yeah, no. Rats by the millions all over the subway? Yeah, no. But god damn it if you touch our pizza. It's go time, motherfucker. Like, there's a video. Some guy was protesting. He threw the pizza over this fucking gate at City Hall to protest the rule. Like, I want to find the video again. It was so funny. This guy, like, he has two big, large pizza boxes. He opens up and starts swinging cheese pizza over the fucking gate at City Hall during one of their conference. And he goes, give us pizza or give us death. I've been seeing like people posting like the picture of the come and take it, you know, like the Gadsden flag. It's like a piece of pizza on it. It says don't tread on me or come and take it. It's like a whole pizza. It's some of the best shit I've seen. It's so damn funny. The mayor acknowledged the incident. I don't care what the mayor had to say. He's a fucking idiot. But yeah, no, give us pizza or give us death. See, now New York, yeah, see, yes, a man posted on Twitter a video of himself reading a list of seemingly unrelated grievances and hurling multiple pies slice by slice over the gate while yelling, give us pizza or give us death. Like I said, corrupt officials, I sleep. Millions of rats on the street and crime on the subway and in the streets, I sleep. You take away my gabagool and my pizzas, I'm awake and I'm furious. Joey Diaz is gonna go into a fucking violent rage because he can't have his deep dish pie while fucking cranking back edibles. Like enough edibles to kill a fucking elephant. Okay. I love it. Oh my god. It's so fucked. Like, this is supposed to be like a heavy-handed subject, but it's really not. I can't help myself. It's so damn funny. Yeah, because these types of yeah. So wait. So is the health thing or a climate thing? Both. It's such a fucking farce. Generally, these new rules are being put in to limit emissions of particulate matter, odor, or similar pollutants. They don't want the city to smell like pizza. They want it to smell like rat piss, because that's objectively like New York's top export is like sadness and rat piss. And then, you know, thin slice, you know, folding pizza. New York, Brooklyn style, you gotta fold it, I think is how that old saying goes. They are really impactful to our health, blah, blah, blah. But she noted in a broader sense, they're also impacting climate change. Fuck, I don't give a flying fuck about the icebergs. I want my fucking Brooklyn style. Give me my Brooklyn style. I don't give a fuck about them fucking penguins. They can swim. I eat my pizza. That's because these types of ovens emit fumes that have outsized impact on global warming. That's such a crock of bullshit. That's such a crock of shit. The pizza industrial complex is under attack, chat. We need to save it. This is an outright, we need to put in protections. The National Pizza Protection Act, the NPPA. We need to save the pizzas. Oh my god, no. It's so fucking dumb. Carbon pollution will sort of come along for the ride in reductions. Okay. Good for you. Alright, so what I hear is you guys don't want to yeah, the average New Yorker is not breathing this every day, but it is affecting the people who are working in the pizza restaurants. Listen, clearly this person's never stepped foot inside of a pizzeria. Have you seen the denizens that work in a pizzeria? Okay, if my pizza isn't being made by some dago motherfucker that looks like, and I can say it, I'm Italian. Fuck you. If my pizza isn't being made by some guy that looks like Tony Soprano, where he's got like the fucking the tank top with his grease stains on it, and he's got hair on his shoulder, you know, on his biceps, you know the look. All right, I do not want it. That's the best kind of pizza. And that man smokes Pall Malls like a fucking chimney, like you wouldn't believe. The carbon emissions coming off his wood oven burning stove are not going to affect his health one bit. He didn't get COVID because his walls are lined with grease and Pall Mall's tar. Okay? He's not dying anytime soon. He has enough nicotine from them fucking Pall Malls in that pizza grease, coating his skin like a fucking layer of viscous mucus where he is impervious to any and all kinds of elemental damage. All right? I don't want to hear any fucking bit of it. Not one bit. They're absolutely full of shit. Prolonged exposure has been linked to lung cancer and premature death. Burning coal and burning wood directly lead to wheezing, coughing, and asthma attacks. First of all, okay, you might get some lung cancer and some wheezing and asthma from burning coal, but burning wood, really? People have been burning wood for thousands of years, ever since man discovered fire. Like, yeah, if you inhale too much of it, you die from smoke inhalation, but these people don't know what they're talking about. They just don't want pizza. Again, vote for me for public office, and I will put into the NPPA, the National Pizza Protection Act. give me thin crust or give me dev. Unfucking believable. So yeah, they have all that nonsense going on with the pizza in New York. You gotta love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm marking that down off my list. Where's my pen? There it is. So I like I said, I'm marking my stuff up so I don't talk about the same shit again. Okay. Hopefully there isn't any feedback. I turned my gain down on my mic. They're mowing outside right now. And hopefully there isn't any like humming feedback because they're like right outside my window and they'll be doing a couple passes. So hopefully somebody send me a thing on chat and say like, hey, like turn your shit down, idiot. So the next thing I want to talk about is Travis Scott was he was not, apparently they were gonna so you guys remember a couple years ago when they oh yeah, here we go, pull up the NBC News. So a couple years ago at his Astro 10 people killed, thousands more injured at November 5th, 2021 event in Houston. So Travis Scott had that Astro World tour and people died at his concert and like tens of thousands were crushed because people piled in like sardines to his event. And they wanted to charge him for it, which like he kept performing during it, which was shitty. Like I'll give him that. But they wanted to say like he was responsible for the deaths, which I think is absolutely stupid. So he's not being charged. They tried to indict him, but he's not. Because like again, like he's not criminally responsible. Like it's not his fault that 1,000 of his mid-wit smooth brain fans decided that they were going to run each other over to get in to go see him sing about stupid bullshit with his weird fucking set pieces. I mean, hey, the less Travis Scott fans, the better. So, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke for those of you, because I see like one person like, it's not funny. So, if anybody would have been found criminally liable, it's like the organizers and the people that were supposed to like keep people organized, like to go into the event. You know what I mean? But even then, I don't think any one person technically really is responsible for it. It's just an unfortunate thing that a bunch of people like decided, they're like, oh my god, I want to go hear this rapper rap about bullshit. I'm gonna run over a 9-year-old in the process. Like, it's a shitty thing, and it's sad that it happened. But my favorite were the people that were saying that he somehow engineered it on purpose because it was like a sacrifice to the devil because they think Travis Scott's a Satanist or some shit like that. And they're like, oh, he gets up there and he does like his Illuminati hand signals and shit, which is just absolutely fucking wild to me. I love them QAnon people. Like I love conspiracy theories. Like some of them I could get behind. Like, you know, JFK was killed by the federal government. Like I could get behind that. Like there wasn't, you know, Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't the only shooter. Like they said there was a guy on the grassy knoll or whatever. I could get behind that. But saying that like Travis Scott sacrificed 9 people and thousands of other people by proxy to the devil during one of his concerts by doing fucking his retarded Illuminati gang signs up on stage while he's singing, to me is just fucking preposterous. I think it's so stupid, but it's so fucking funny to read these idiots on like the X board on 4chan. It's so fucking funny to read this shit, or the Q boards. Oh, it's so funny. But I mean, it's not funny that people died. Like, that sucks. Like, imagine fucking being, you know, imagine waking up at the pearly gates and God's like, well, I'm sorry you were at a Travis Scott concert. We're not letting you in. So like, yeah, that it's unfortunate people died and people got hurt. That is sad, but like charging Travis Scott for it, even if he was trying to sacrifice him to the devil, is not it. So just a little aside, it's kind of fucked up, but some people were mad that he wasn't getting charged, and it's like, well, it's not like Travis was like, oh hey, fucking crush that person. Like, it's not like he's like cheering it on in the crowd or anything. So all right, now we're gonna talk about some SCOTUS decisions. We're getting into the hot and heavy shit now. All right, so oh, this is the New York Times. Take whatever New York Times says with a grain of salt. We'll look at what Fox says here shortly, too. So, oh, I'm going to skip back, sorry. So, for those of you that don't know, the SCOTUS has officially kicked off White Boy Summer. And they did so by ending college admissions with affirmative action. Now, for those of you that don't know, how for the uninvolved, affirmative action, okay, how it's supposed to work and how it actually works are two entirely different things. What it's supposed to do is, affirmative action is very similar to the No Child Left Behind program in school. So what it does is it attempts to boost people of generally for like along diversity or low income, or maybe not, like it's to promote diversity and more people in college, okay, of different ethnicities. But instead of how it's supposed to be done, which is bring everybody up to a higher standard, instead of doing that, it goes the opposite. It goes to the lowest common denominator. So you'll have people that have benefited from affirmative action where they've actually tried, but they needed that extra help. But then you have people that don't, and then they fly by on the coattails of it. And what it does is then to match and be more acceptable to bring in the lower graded groups, they exclude the higher graded individuals. So how it's being done is basically how it's turned out and how it's actually being implemented at colleges is they bring in more African American or Hispanic or other, you know, whatever variant of black or brown you want, whatever BIPOC denomination you want, brings in more of them, and it excludes Asian and Caucasian students to meet quotas. so they get all that government gibs for federal aid. That's how it works. Well, the Supreme Court has come out and said, yeah, no, you can't fucking do this anymore. Because it's not being implemented. It's not being done how it should have been done. So now we're going to get rid of it in its entirety. Basically saying if you can't follow your own rules for how it was implemented, we're going to get rid of it entirely. Which, good. Affirmative action, how it, like the idea of it's all right, but how it's implemented is the problem. Which again, there's equality of outcome and then there's equity. Equity is everybody's the same no matter what. Well, if they can't boost people up, which they don't want to, they're going to bring everybody down to the lowest level. So you're going to all be equal in the end, but you're going to be equal at the fucking bottom with everybody else. So why even try? So, and that's why some of these colleges have done this. They've gotten pretty shitty with how they do it. Of course, CNN or New York Times here is they are coping fucking mad hard about it. But the most shocking thing, I want to see if I bring it back up on Twitter. This is the bigotry of low expectations. I want to see if I hope this bitch didn't delete the tweet, because oh my lord, it was I hope she didn't delete the tweet. I'm sure I can find I have a snapshot on my phone of it. I took a picture of it because I'm like, this is going to get deleted. I guarantee it. And if, oh my god, she doubled down on it. All right, she's still up. All right, cool. This is some wild shit. So, this is Erica Marsh. All right, there's no fucking way this bitch is real. No way. I refuse to believe that this isn't like a parody or a satire account. There's no way it's real. There's no way. First of all, this chick is way too pretty to be liberal. I'm sorry. Them Biden bitches are busted. You know what I'm saying? She's way too pretty. But she's a proud Democrat, former field organizer to elect President Biden, volunteer for the Obama Foundation, she, her. All right. Well, you would think that Erica Marsh was a writer for the motherfucking Daily Stormer with this absolute tweet that she sent out. Today's Supreme Court decision in a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty. You hear that? This is like the shit you'd see on the Daily Stormer. Like, oh my god. See, this is where the bigotry of low expectations. And then she doubles down with it. She even has this one too. Allow me to clarify this tweet, which is being manipulated for the propaganda and misinformation of Ultra MAGA. First of all, can you guys just, both the right and left, can you guys just quit? Like the whole Dark Brandon and the fucking Ultra MAGA, that's just retarded. I know, I used the R word. Oh well. I think it's cringy and stupid. Just stop. The intention of my tweet is to highlight that prior to affirmative action, there existed a supposedly merit-based system for black individuals to gain admissions into colleges. However, these institutions employed a racial profiling to prevent black individuals from attending under the guise of a merit system. That is a massive load of bullshit. That is a massive load of bullshit. Okay. I want to emphasize my statement is in no way suggests that black individuals are less intelligent. I don't know, bitch. You really fucking, ow, man. That whole no black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system. Oh, man. Not to say they're not intelligent enough. I don't know. Maybe she is a writer for the Daily Stormer. You got that whole Aryan vibe going. You know what I'm saying? Good fucking lord, lady. Again, she's coming out. She looks like the fucking she looks like the trad wife, you know, the trad jack wife gif for the, the Chad meme. She looks like the Trad wife. She's coming out with these unacceptable viewpoints. I couldn't believe this shit. I absolutely couldn't believe. I'm like, when I saw, because like she tweets some dumb shit all the time, but when this came out, I'm like, this has to be a parody. There's no way this is a real account. There's no way. I refuse to believe it. There's no way it's real. And apparently it's real. And like a prime example, either a parody account or certified lib moment from Shoe on Head, like she has room to talk. And then notice how you can't tell the difference. You can't. The lines have been so blurred for Clown World, you can't tell anymore. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So this is where fuck, a white woman. The reactions have been and what my personal favorite are like the actual like white nationalists that are like retweeting her shit saying this is very true. And I'm like, oh my god. I couldn't believe it. So what this is to me is the bigotry of low expectations. So this is White Man's Burden 2.0. And for those of you that don't know, White Man's Burden was like a mindset and like Jim Crow, and then like into the days of slavery and colonization, where it was seen by, the British kind of coined the term a little bit, where they're like, oh, it came from a place of disgust because they're like, oh, these indigenous people that we're encountering are too inept to build civilization, so we have to do it for them. It came from a place of disgust. This is just White Man's Burden 2.0, where it comes from a place of like empathy, where they're like, they look at this woman looks at black people the same way you'd look at like a hurt dog, where she's like, oh, it needs help because it can't make it on its own because it's it's no better than an animal. That's like the way she looks at people. I guarantee it. So it comes from a place of like empathy, like a sociopathic like virtue signaling level versus disgust. I mean, it's like you can tell by the fucking tweet. I'm sorry, bitch. You like me. You got Twitter Blue. You can edit a tweet 30 minutes. You can delete a tweet anytime, but you can edit a tweet up to 30 minutes to an hour after you fucking post it. I don't know about you, man. I would have been fucking editing the shit out of that tweet. Actually, I would have probably never even posted it because holy fuck, I was expecting this to get taken down and it didn't. I was fucking shocked. And then she doubled down on it. And now she's trying to play victim. And I couldn't believe it. I saw that last night and I'm like, there's a guy on Twitter named Dennis who here, I don't want to like pull up all my extra shit doing it, so I'll find it. All right, here we go. I got him. So this guy Dennis trolled you. This guy, he changes his name and then it has like fake accounts where he impersonates government officials or like influential figures, like right here, Merrick Garland. Like he does it, and then he says something like the most outlandish shit you'll ever see on Twitter. Like right here, despite the disappointing Supreme Court ruling preventing student loan forgiveness, President Biden is still committed to solving the issue. President Biden will be issuing stimulus checks to black students only for the amount of their total student loan debt. Like he posts shit like that. Like it's clearly satire, but it's almost to the point of being unbelievable. But I thought that this dude was Erica. I thought it was her. Or I thought that was him posting that. Because it was so fucking outlandish. I thought this was a job by Dennis. I thought this was a job by Dennis. Because I until I looked at the account, I'm like, oh my fucking god, it's actually her. Now, again, I think this chick's fake. I don't think she's real. Again, that looks like a Fed to me. Remember, lads, if you have a really pretty girl asking you about your guns and your compound that you live on, she's a Fed. She's a Fed. She's got Ruby Ridge your ass. She's a Fed. Don't trust her. If she comes up looking like this, she's a Fed. If she's a brown-haired Hungarian girl, then she's alright, like my wife. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. So yeah, it's pretty wild. Ooh. Sorry, I just saw something. I'm gonna have to check that out later. That's some 2A stuff. I'm gonna have to look at that later. So yeah, they ended affirmative action for colleges, and people are losing their fucking minds. The Supreme Court also just came out not too long ago and said that they're gonna end they're gonna shoot down Biden's like student loan forgiveness thing. So Twitter's on fire right now, and I love just sitting back and watching a good dumpster fire. So I think it's funny, good stuff, fun times. But yeah, I saw that tweet last night, man. I was like, ain't no way this bitch is serious. I was like, I was fucking shook at that. So, so we'll get a palate cleanser. We'll do a palate cleanser from that. And then we'll game for a little bit. So let's look up some dumb shit on DeviantArt. Let's see if I can find some good old fashioned furry vor, so we can laugh at how cringy it is. Let's look up into the. Oh dear God! I don't even know if I can show half this stream. I don't even. What the fuck is this? I don't even know if I can show. Oh my God. Well, I'll give you one thing. They've definitely upped their. Oh dear fucking God. Oh no. I can't show that one on stream. They've definitely upped their craft. That's for sure. So I absolutely love making fun of furries and like just weird general people on the internet. I absolutely love pointing and laughing at the absolutely disabled and disturbed, because I find it hilarious. None of this on here is. Oh my God. I don't. This might have been a mistake, because I don't know if I can show half of this shit on here. This might have been a mistake. Alright. Like, look at this shit, dude. Like, this shit is like nightmare fuel. Like, what is it? Like... Source film was a fucking mistake. Why did Valve release that so people could make this shit? Oh my God. Cuddle, affection, doc. No. There was one where I had him like inside one of the stomachs. It was so fucking funny. Let's see if I can find another one. That one wasn't friendly for the stream. I have to find one that is, because it was just absolutely like, this is absolute fucking nightmare fuel. Oh my God. Okay, so I can't show some of this. We're pushing envelopes here on Kick and YouTube today, guys. I'm absolutely pushing it. So, like, look at this shit, dude. Like, okay, I will objectively say the artistry of it is good. There's some proper shading right here, but every other fucking aspect of this, every other aspect of it, is bad. This is bad. You need to go to church. You need to go to church. You need to talk to somebody. Are both of your parents involved? This is fatherless behavior here. Like, on what fucking planet is this shit acceptable? I was actually, because like, if you go to like, I gotta keep bringing it down because every time I click a new page, there's something that's like clearly like against TOS on it, and I'm trying not to show it. Sweet merciful God. Okay, enough with the furry vor. Let's this is even worse. This is even worse. Oh, I'm surprised they actually still... Oh my god, do they still have some of the old stuff on here? They do. Perfect. I absolutely love really shitty OCs that people do. Like, like drawn on like MS Paint. And like the crown jewel is... Oh my god. My fucking chest. The crown jewel is like fucking Sonic like fart video, like fart pictures. This is some of the funniest fucking shit from these fart fetishist weirdos. Like right here. What on God's green earth is this? Like oh my fucking god, it's so wrong. Like, I gotta pull it because I gotta pull it up. Like, so if you go to, so like, if you go on to DeviantArt, okay, because like this is what I was initially worried about, is like they cleaned up their act on this fucked up website, and I'm glad to see they didn't. They just got better at their craft. There's way less shitty MS Paint stuff and more like high quality furry fart porn on here now, which is even better to laugh at than like the shitty MS Paint stuff because like somebody spent hours doing it. And I talk a lot of shit, but you know those furry artists make a ton of money off of degens on Twitter and Reddit. They make it I have a friend who actually who's an artist who actually draws like furry fart porn, and he makes a ridiculous amount of money doing it. And he absolutely hates it. He wants to die, but he makes a absolute killing doing it. It's ridiculous how much money these fucking weirdos will pay to watch Sonic fart on Dr. Robotnik. It's absolutely fucking horrendous. So like if you come to like like I was saying, if you come to like the opening page of DeviantArt, you know, like they have like really good artwork. Like some people clearly have some serious talent. Okay, but this is a thin veil. This is an illusion. Okay, this is an illusion. Because if you just up here, I better fucking shut it off for a second. Let's just type it in. Sonic fart porn. Let's see. Oh my god, oh my god. Perfect. This is my exact fucking reaction to all of this. This right here. Sonic discovers DeviantArt. That is my exact reaction. Is what the fuck am I looking at? Oh, dear Christ. Oh, I am not paying for DeviantArt. Stop asking. I am not. No. I'd rather start my 12 gauge. Just oh dear Christ. Yeah, I can't, dude. I can't show like I can't show like any, like almost half of some of this shit on here. like what the fuck is this? This is the shit I was talking about. Like what kind of shit? Like what is this? It's like some shit like a 10-year-old would draw. Like, Mom, look at this. She's like, oh, that's fucking lovely, little Timmy. It's like, what the fuck is this cat tiger supposed to be? Is it supposed to be a Pokemon? It's like on fire. Sonic throwing up on Kirby. Like, I love this shit. I don't like it because, like, I don't like it for, like, oh, I think this stuff's great. It's like, this is not like David's Michelangelo. You know, it's not Michelangelo's David or anything like that. I like this stuff because I like to laugh at the sheer fucking disgusting absurdity of it. Because it's just absolutely fucked. And I love laughing at it because it's... You got some people that take this super seriously, and I like laughing at it because it's weird. Yep, here we go. OC, don't copy. It's an OC, don't copy. Sanic. You know, like, this is where a lot of this shit originated, was DeviantArt. And it was spread on the internet from idiots like me and some others, where we like posted to other social media and like everybody like, hey, let's point and laugh at all this stupid shit. I wish I could have it, you guys watching it while I'm scrolling, but every once in a while something blatantly pops up. Oh my god. I don't even know what to fucking make of this. The scroll wheel for push pull. Fucking kidding me. Oh my god. Yeah, see, like, this is tame. Like, there's a lot of other shit on here I can't even show on the stream. I could do it on the video. Maybe I could get away. I don't know if I could get away with it. I definitely couldn't get away with it on YouTube. Kick, I don't know if maybe Kick would allow it. I don't know. I know Odyssey for fucking fact would, because Odyssey does not care. Like I said, they're the guy who owns Odyssey worships Moloch or some bullshit. So I know he's not gonna care about me laughing at Sonic fart porn on fucking stream. Hold on. No. Go back. I have to. What? Oh, it's. Oh. Oh, dear God. All right, never mind. Something in particular caught my fucking eye. Oh, yeah. I know, like I said, I wish I could show you guys a lot of this, but I can't. Because it is just... There's no God. There's no God. Alright. Maybe we'll do a palette cleanser or some other aspect of this later. As far as everything else, well, we talked about the Parkland guy. We talked about the liberal woman's burden in regards to White Boy Summer. We talked about the Travis Scott sacrificing children to Moloch and then not getting away with it. We sacrificed, or we talked about the Give Me Pizza or Give Me Death, some anime reviews. Yeah, I think that's pretty much like all my talking points. So if you guys want, we can game for a little bit. Or we can keep laughing at shitty Sonic OCs on DeviantArt. Choice is yours. I'm kind of fine with whatever. I appreciate you guys being here and joining me for this absolute shit show. I'm sorry, I was stretching my seat. So I got like a really cheap gaming chair. because I got it for like stupid cheap. Like when I got it like $60, and it's not a bad chair, but it's like finally got like a tilt in it because I like to sit with my elbow on the one, and it's like starting to hurt my fucking back now. So I need to go get like I need to go get like a better seat, better chair. So, because I can only sit in this chair for like a few hours at a time before my back starts to hurt. But I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out with me. I really do. I'm not ending the stream yet. I think I'll game for a little bit. I don't know what. Do you guys want to do some Diablo or... So what I have downloaded right now, and I'm going to get mocked for this, but I don't even care. I still have Hogwarts, because I started doing, before I started doing on stream on Kick, I was doing like a playthrough of Hogwarts. So I have Hogwarts Legacy downloaded. I have Modern Warfare 2. I got Elden Ring, Fallout 4, Deep Rock, and Diablo 4. That's what I got. I had to delete. Oh, and I got Chivalry 2. You guys can watch me play that and get my ass kicked because I'm fucking dog water at it. But you know what? Fuck it. I think maybe we'll play some. I think maybe we'll play some Fallout 4. Just have it go in the background and talk about shit. Oh, what kind of inspired me to do that little Deviants segment is actually ooh, that's gonna be loud. I need to turn down my game volume. Fallout 4. Now let's see if I can actually get my nice. The game capture actually works. Turn down the volume on this. I have an issue with Diablo 4. My game capture doesn't want to work at all. Like with BattleNet, I don't know why, and I haven't figured it out, but I also haven't taken the time to figure it out. So it just doesn't work like at all. Like I have to do it through screen capture. So Fallout 4, I was just like walking around. I was just exploring different areas of the map, which is what we can keep doing while I'm just shooting the shit with you guys. But no, what prompted me... Oh, and please let me know. It hasn't done it for a while, but if there's like an audio skip, like with the game volume, like it hasn't done it in a while, but if it does it again, let me know, and I can like switch over my scene, and it'll fix it. But what prompted me to do that Deviant segment was if you guys are familiar with a guy named Mr. Mediker or Jim, he YouTuber, streamer, he doesn't do anything anymore, but he used to do a video segment way back when called Deviants, where he would talk about different like categories on DeviantArt, and it was always really, really funny. So I wanted to do my own little like pseudo thing on stream and talk about it briefly, because I couldn't help myself. Like, I think that stuff is absolutely hilarious to laugh at. So here we are, laughing at it. But just kind of vibe for a little bit. Do some Fallout 4. I'll probably do another I'm getting shot at. Crazy. I'm actually breaking up the stream into 2 parts. So I'm doing this stream right now for a little bit, but I will be getting back on later this evening and doing another stream. And that one will be around, like, I want to say 6, maybe 7. So Actually, I think I'll do like 6:30. Because, like, I got my one buddy's getting on, and him and I were going to talk about some funny stuff, and I think you guys would enjoy that. Because we were going to dog shit all over some stuff. And maybe we'll talk more about the cringy shit we see. Because he's got some good stories. I got a good story. I'll give you guys some story time right now while I'm gaming some Fallout. So, so my 4 main interests in life, okay, are I'm into guns, I'm into cars, I'm into gaming, and I'm into music. I was in a band for a couple years, and we got oh, sorry, Curie on stock. Yeah, what's up, Curie?
I have spent much effort gathering information in our travels so far, and my self-diagnostics have come to a green conclusion. It is not lack of data or lack of collaboration which stifles my scientific progress. The inescapable truth is there has never been a great robot scientist.
I'm sure your research isn't that bad.
You are polite to say this, but if something does not change, my efforts will be mere stagnation. The greatest scientific minds of history, the
Alright, so
and
yeah, okay.
There's a way you can do.
in fact, if I must be.
I'm willing to help, Carrie.
And you save me. If you find.
Okay. Cool. Emergent behavior. Alright. So where was I? Okay. Yeah, I remember. So my 4 main interests are guns, cars, gaming, and music. I was in a band for a while. Like, I still play. I know how to play drums, guitar, bass, and I also play saxophone. Just a little bit about myself for music-wise. When I was like 18, 19, up till about 22, I was in a band for a few years. I'm not giving out my band's name because I don't want to dox myself with that. I was in a band, and I could post proof on social media for those of you that really want to know, but don't want to. But it won't have any like personal details for me, like, but I could prove it. You know what I mean? If I had to. So my band was like, we were fairly popular. I recorded 3 albums. Like, well, 1 full length, 1 demo, and then like another like half album, which is on the modest side. But so we did that. But my band also opened for Mushroom Head. You know, because it was metal. We did metal, as cringy as it was. I had a lot of fun with it. But the story that I have with it. So we were playing in a college town around where I live, and it wasn't with the same metal band. I was actually in a punk band, like almost like a Iron, like, or not Iron Maiden, like a Motorhead-esque band. And we were doing a show, and we finished the set, and there was this chick out in the audience, and of course she's like, "Oh, hey, do you wanna come home with me tonight?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, why not?" You know, scene hairstyle, you know, the fishnets, you know, big titty goth mommy GF kind of deal, you know, that whole thing. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. Well, I get back to her apartment. She lives by herself, and I'm like walking around. Like, it's not a very big apartment. It's like almost like a studio, but it did have like a separate room for the bedroom, so it's not quite a studio, but it was like the size. If that makes sense. Well, I walk in there and I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't see a bed. You know, she got like, first of all, she left her candles lit when she left the house. That's a horrible idea. That's how a fire starts, honey. Get your shit together. That's how a fire starts. But she left the candles lit, and when we came back in, the candles were all lit still, and she left the fires lit. Well, that's a bad idea. Well, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go. Oh shit! I shit smacked around now. I hope this... you gotta love it, it's not hitting him, and I'm like, he's right fucking in front of me. Alright, sorry, but now that I'm done being distracted. So, we go to her place to shack up for the night. And, I walk in there, she doesn't have a bed. So I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, yo, where's your fucking bed at? I kind of thought maybe she spent too much money at Yankee Candle and couldn't afford a mattress. That was kind of like my initial thought. And, which wouldn't have been wrong, but, you know, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, you're looking at it. And I was like, what the hell? She has like this big, like, it looked like a credenza. Here, this broad sleeps in a coffin. I'm dead fucking serious. Dead serious. She sleeps, she's like one of them Wiccan bitches. You know what I'm saying? Sleeps in a coffin. I was shocked. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, this is definitely different. Not a deal breaker, not yet. Not a deal breaker, not yet. So I was like, so of course I met her with, I'm like, well, does this fit too? Is it like a pullout? Because like, I'm like, whatever, are we shagging in the coffin? And she's like, yeah, she goes, we could both fit in there. And I'm like, all right, cool, why not? And, oh, now I'm carrying too much to run. Oh no. There we go. Eat some of this food, get rid of it. So she's like, however, she goes, I like toys. She likes to, you know, spice up the bedroom, use toys. And I'm like, eh, whatever, I'm a gambler, why not? I'll try anything once. Little did I know, she wanted to use them on me, and she pulls out this, it could only be described as a baseball bat. Like something you would have seen on Saints Row, and she goes, I want to use this on you, and I got scared. I was like, oh, hell no. I ran out. She went in the bathroom to freshen up. I just slipped out the door. I'm like, nah, I'm good, honey. I'm more than good. I ain't shoving that. You ain't putting that anywhere in me. They're like, no, I'm good. I got scared and ran away. Yeah, I know, it's fine. But my one buddy always loves it when I tell that story. He calls her Coffin Girl. It's like his favorite story. Every once in a while he'll make me tell it again. He's like, oh, tell the story of Coffin Girl. And I'm like, all right, fine. And he laughs hysterically every time at it. That's like one of my more wild ones. It's always fun. Oh, there's a fucking... I was like, what the fuck's causing everything to like shake while I'm looking through this house? Meanwhile, you got like all these cards that they're exploding. I'm just trying to peacefully look through these houses. Why not? Really? Oh, yep, we got it. Yay!
Nice.
I'll leave that turn on. I don't even care to look through it. Deathclaw must have come out of here. Unless there's another one. Oh! See, there's always like a... Like this area, there's always like a Deathclaw here. Sometimes there's still super mutants. Hey, idiot. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I am playing on a survival playthrough. So that's why stuff dies pretty quickly. Hence why I'm still running around in power armor. because if you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. Hey, dog meat. Carry this shit for me. Oh, he's got a stim pack. Thank you. Here, carry these. Cool. Thanks, dog. He's gonna carry all the extra stuff. But yeah, I always like a good story time. Tell some fun ones. I got some other ones. I liked playing in a band. It was fun. Recording an album was pretty good. We had a lot of fun with it. The band broke up eventually. Basically what happened was we had there were 5 of us. So there were 5 of us. So the drummer and so we had 2 guitar players, a singer, a drummer, and I was a bass player. So I initially learned how to play guitar, but like growing up, like I ended up wanting to play bass. Oh, hang on one second. No, I'm fixing my mic cable right now. Like all twisted up because my cat wants to play with it all the time. There we go. I hope that didn't mess anything up. Well, my one guitar player and my drummer wanted to do more like black metal, which, you know, is that like, you know, the face paint satanic shit. They wanted to go more that route. The rest of us didn't really want to go that route, mostly because of like how music composition was. We wanted to do more of like melodic metal, where we actually had like, you know, more going on than just, you know, blast beats and playing like 4 notes on guitar. So that, because we had that difference in opinion, inevitably the band fell apart, which is unfortunate. Then the 3 of us formed another band, and we got 2 new guys. We got another drummer and another guitar player to join us for a while, and then it fell apart, and then we did the punk band. Then I went off on my own, did a punk band for a little bit, but it, like, I liked it. I haven't done a band since. Like, I've jammed with friends and stuff. This motherfucker's shooting rockets at me. Dude, stop running around the pole, loser. God. Come over here and just fucking die. Let me kill you.
Come on, girl.
I'm gonna shoot this fucking idiot up here shooting the rockets. Where are you at, dumbass? Die. Nice. I liked playing in a band. It was a lot of fun. We had good times with it. I haven't done one since. It's been a long time. Mostly because like we were getting fairly popular and we were doing a lot of shows and stuff, but like I already started getting a fucking ego about it. And I'm like, dude, like we're still playing like local gigs. Like we might go to like the neighboring state for a show or two, but like we're not anything special. You know what I mean? We're not clearing out arenas. But you'd always get like people that start getting like an ego over it. So it ultimately I got out of it because like the main city where all the music kind of like, you know, joined together was super fucking toxic after a while. And not even toxic, people were just petty and dumb. And I'm like, you know what, I don't really, I like walked away from it. I still play. I play primarily bass still, but I have my guitar that I play still. But I do like music. I've thought about maybe doing band stuff again, but I'm kind of content just doing my own thing, streaming. You know what I mean? I don't get a lot of viewers yet. Maybe that'll change, but I get a handful of people that come in and check out and watch, and I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate the people that do come out and hang out. it makes it worthwhile. So, other than that, I just kind of vibe, and we you know, just went our own separate ways. I still keep in contact with all the guys that I was in the band with, because like there was no like bad blood between any of us or hard feelings. We just all wanted to do something different. So there's no bad blood between any of us. So I'm still friends with all of them. I talk with them on occasion. Are they up on the fucking overpass? Yep, they are. Who's this? Oh, it's one of the mods. Oh fuck, I'm just taking all of it. Taking everything in their inventory. I'll sort through it later. This is like one of my mods where I have they have, it's like the Pit Raider armor. It's like the Pit Raider armor, so it's like, and I don't know what mod I have that's conflicting with why the highway looks all like fucked up like it does. God, you're still over here? The only one that's any value is the one chick wearing the power armor. Gotta get all that mongrel dog meat. I gotta get rid of shit that I don't need. Get rid of those. Keep the BOS hood. Get rid of the metal chest plates. Road leathers. Tribal torso, leg, arm, and helmet. Oh, nice. She had the full set. I'm gonna eat a bunch of this food to get it out of my my inventory. There we go. Yay! Now I'm all boozed up. I don't remember where I'm at. Oh, I'm coming up on Fort Hagen. I think I might make my way back to Diamond City and drop off all this shit. Need the sting wings. These are like some of the worst enemies of Fallout 4. These stupid dragonflies. Thankfully, they're not super common. Thankfully, they're not super common outside like the bottom corner of the map and like the glowing sea, because I hate dealing with them. Ooh, there's a Deathclaw. I kind of saw this indent. I'm like, ooh, is this a Deathclaw or a Yao Guaiden? Eat shit, Deathclaw. But yeah, I just kind of vibing now, hanging out. I got some more stuff to... Okay, dog, me. He's just come flying, man. You guys see that shit? He just comes launching over. He's like, yeah, let's go. I got some more stuff I'll talk about later, but I'll get on probably... I think later we'll do a stream and probably play, like, Shiv with the guys. We'll get on and probably play some Chivalry. Either Chivalry or Diablo will be what we play. And that's tonight's stream. Will go for a little while, and then like I said, I think I'll do another show on Sunday, maybe. It took me a minute for that to register that it wasn't just like a pile of shit. Go back over the bridge. Go back over the bridge. But yeah, I'll do the show later tonight. I think I'll do one on Sunday too. There won't be a stream at the normal time tomorrow and Saturday because I'm going over to a buddy's for those of you that weren't here earlier. I'm going over to my buddy's house for barbecue for the 4th tomorrow night. So there won't be a stream tomorrow night. I'll be too pissed drunk to do it. We're gonna set off fireworks. I'm gonna probably lose a finger. It's gonna be great. So I'll be streaming a show on Sunday instead. I don't know what time Sunday. I'll send out a message tomorrow. It kind of depends on what the old lady has me doing too. And I very endearingly call my wife, my fiance, soon to be wife, old lady. And I mean it with absolute love and admiration. I love her with all my heart, but I do call her old lady. So it depends on what she's got me doing. If she decides, oh, we're gonna do this, you know, she more or less, she more or less rules the roost if she wants to go do something. I take charge of a lot of stuff around my house, but she more or less kind of, she says, oh, hey, we're gonna go do something. Well, that's what we're going to do. So, which, whatever.
To talk with the Institute would be a dream. So many marvels they have created.
Once we get back to Diamond City, I will, I'll probably end it there for a little bit. Like I said, I'll be back on later tonight. Probably kick off around, you know, I'm gonna say we'll kick off again around like 7. So I'll do a 2-parter today. Why not? And then I'll stream for a few hours tonight. That's gonna be more of like just whatever goes, gaming stuff. It's not gonna be as like structured. I appreciate you guys for coming out and hanging out with me today. I really do. It was nice. I actually like put together some shit to talk about for a change and like structured my show out, so it was nice. Fun to do some palate cleansers. Maybe tonight too we'll look through some more dumb deviant stuff. My one buddy always finds like some disturbing shit on Instagram, so maybe I'll pull up an Insta. And we'll look through some stuff. I will be having a video come out next week. I'm gonna be doing some normal regular video content on YouTube, like not anything like 5-10 minute videos, like not anything insane. I don't have time to do like 2-hour long video analysis of something. Now if I start doing content like that full time, then maybe I'd start doing that stuff, but like it's just like 5-10 minute videos. And sorry, I was recording my stream because I'm making snippets for it for TikTok and Reels and Instagram. So I did make a Tic Tac.
Hey.
Radiation poison.
Oh, was my character drunk?
Yeah. What's wrong with me, Doctor?
What's feeling off?
Never mind. We're done.
Very well then.
Excuse me.
This whole market smells. It's like noodles,
Excuse me.
blood, and
Beat it.
shampoo and animals.
Fuck you too, buddy. My character's trashed. It scares me. What would you do if you got somebody walk up to you and like, you know, like 1,000 pounds of power armor with like a dog and a robot holding a laser rifle? And it's like, excuse me. I'm like, tell him to fucking push off too.
Hey,
Take all this stuff back. Dog meat.
If you carry too much, you may
So,
earn
I'll show for some new people my Fallout setup for my house. I actually took the time and set up the house. I have some mods too for stuff, but you come over here. I really like power armor. Like I'm using a modded power armor where it's like the Tesla X01 because my favorite armor is the Tesla T60 because I use energy weapons. But I really like power armor, so I have like a display of like the 4 base models. My Tesla one. I have the horsepower armor back there in the corner. I have the tribal. And then I have the XO3. Yeah, that's the XO3. And this is like my, you know, workbench area. Up here has got all of my, like the posters I put up. And then you come over here. I have my chem cooler up top because I use chems on this character. So like any and extra all chem, like I actually sort my shit out like a proper playthrough. So any and all like extra chems that I have, I put up here. And then my refrigerator actually has like meat and like food in it, like it should, you know, drinks, food, stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna take the ragstag meat because I'll use it. I will put these robot repair kits up here because I don't use too many of those on Fix and Curie. So, and then you come over here. Like I got like all my junk in the workbench, and like there's some weapons in here, but I got junk and mods for like weapons and stuff. That's just in there. Come over here. Up here in the toolbox are fusion cores. Or just solely fusion cores in here. I usually put like 100 fusion core, like the 100 ones where they're like max charge ones. I usually put those up in there. Because on survival mode, like one fusion core weighs 3 pounds. Well, and that adds up quick if you have enough of them. And then tool chest. This is filled with all of the ammo that I have. Besides what I normally carry. This yellow box is an explosives container, and that's where I put all of my mines and like explosives. The green box is for just general guns that I find or weapons I put in there. The red one's for like maybe more specialized stuff or like armor. This locker is like modded stuff, and this locker is nothing but power armor pieces. Like spare power armor. For full sets. Then I have like my living room set up flags. I don't have the BOS one put up yet, but I'm gonna put BOS flag. And then come upstairs. I actually have it like set up. Oh, I have another power armor rack. This is like my companion one. It's like a pimped out, heavily modded power armor. But that's like my companion one that I put companions in if I deem it necessary. But then I have like my upstairs, and then we shag it on the Nuka-Cola bed. And these are like my more specialized like mod weapons or like legendaries that I got that I actually like to use. So my 2 rifles I use a plasma rifle and a laser rifle. But yeah, that's my house in Diamond City. Now I do like use I do use I'm quitting and saving because I'm gonna there we go. Because I'm gonna be calling it a day here in a minute. And like I said, I'll be back on about 7 o'clock for the stream part 2. So, but yeah, I play a lot of Fallout. But tonight I'll be back on 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream on YouTube, Rumble, or I'm sorry, not Rumble, YouTube, Kick, and Odyssey are the 3 I'm on. So if you want to watch me on any of those 3, I'm there. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. Well, you can find me on Twitter if you have a Twitter or Facebook. And then I have a link on my Facebook page that goes to all of my links. Because I actually like set up like one of those like all my links things. I actually like decided to not be a complete fucking boomer and set one of those up. So I have one of those set up, so it'll take you to wherever you want to go. And what's on there is my Twitter, my YouTube, the Instagram for the channel, the TikTok, the Kick, and Odyssey. Facebook is not on there. It is not showing up. But like, to be honest, I get some people on Facebook, but not a lot. Like, if you want to get a hold of me and guarantee get a hold of me, do it on Twitter. That's the best way to do it. Do it on Twitter. So, but I'll be doing another show later tonight, 7 for round 2. And we'll get on and laugh at some stupid shit and have a good night. All right. You guys have a good afternoon. Be safe this weekend if you're going to go out and play with fireworks. And make sure you be safe and don't drink and drive or whatever. So, all right. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.